Finally, the Sandbony gets the plot it's always deserved. Oh, and I guess Jill is here too. Hope you guys are ready for some drowning pool. Ah, it's my prom all over again. Jill is starting her day off by feeding bread to bums. You know you're just making them less afraid of humans.
And half of a prune Danish.
You only gave him half? Harsh, woman. I like your style.
Intertubes are against the rules, sir. He has to get out. If we wave dumps him, he'll drown. Oh, but it's his first time in the ocean.
Well, he does look like a giant baby. I guess I'd believe that. Simply drowning someone is so passé. This is 1989. So instead, a nefarious ocean-related scheme is underway. A scuba diver waits underwater for an old man with a heart condition because the ocean is so small and there's really no easier way to kill someone who's recently had heart surgery. Because Jill was distracted by the stupid old people, she doesn't get to the old man in time and he dies. Oi, time for this to get super serial.
Back it up! Give me a backboard in.
I teleported. Oh, he's dead. Yeah, that was totally Jill's fault. Way to fuck that one up. Even Numi's angelic touch can't save this fish food.
Alright, they're ready to go. Get in. Get in!
See how I yelled at the victim's family? Man, I'm good. Unlike Jill here. While Jill was playing old man babysitter, the drowning guy was spotted by Fred here. This sets up our meanwhile plot, which focuses on Fred wanting to be a lifeguard. Surprise! He's the comic relief guest star this week. He's played by Jeff Altman, who they apparently loved on Baywatch. So much so that over the course of the program, he plays no less than 5 different characters. Inexplicably, he gets more screen time than some people who end up in the opening credits.
Here, catch.
Ew, it broke my leg!
It was me. The lifeguard was me.
Listen to me. There's certain things you keep to yourself, like dreams. A guy should keep his dreams to himself, all right?
That's what my foster father said when I told him about my Hamburglar dream. Everyone experiments when they're 7, okay?
Excuse me.
Yes?
Are you a lifeguard?
Yes, I am.
I don't know what's wrong with me.
You all right?
My head.
Seriously?
It's spinning.
No kidding.
I think I've been in the heat too long. Can you help me?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh.
And thus, the woman died because someone with absolutely no training should not attempt to impersonate a life-saving authority figure. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. I meant to say add laugh track here.
Can you help me?
Yeah,
Oh.
Oh, brother.
What a loser! Am I right, guys?
Eddie sucks!
Shut up! Knowing Eddie will be out of town, Fred poses as him over the phone and ends up assigned to a tower. Damn it, Sid, you had one job! Not everyone can be as cool as Craig.
Statute 56 clearly states that flotation devices are not permitted to be used by novice swimmers. I'm sorry, pal, but those are the rules, and I gotta enforce them.
Okay, you won me over, Fred. He attempts a rescue and ends up almost drowning himself.
Impersonating a lifeguard is not a joke, it's a criminal offense.
Come on, nobody got hurt.
A guy nearly killed you for kissing his wife.
There was also that person who almost drowned, but mostly I'm upset over a makeout session that didn't involve me.
And thus we learned an important lesson today. Never trust Eddie with anything.
Look, I'm sorry. So what are you gonna do? Turn me over to the cops, get my butt thrown in the slammer, force me to become a hardened criminal?
Yes.
Hey, Jill. Want to talk about how badly you did? I can give you some pointers on not letting someone die a horrible, preventable death.
Probably means Mr. Benton's only chance was me. And I blew it.
Yeah, you sure did.
I can handle it.
Hey guys, check out the antenna on this thing. I am talking to aliens. They put a locker next to her labeled R.I.P. Aw, that's unfortunate. Everyone suddenly notices Jill exists, and they're trying to be nice to her, but she insists she's alright. But this walking on the beach somberly montage suggests otherwise. Help! I'm drowning! Look behind you! The coroner ruled that the man had a heart attack and drowned, but Jill finds something strange about how quickly he was out of her sight. Since everyone else seems to have closed the book on this case, it's time for her to do some sleuthing.
It just doesn't add up, and I'm gonna find out why.
Oh well, I'm gonna color some more. And fixed.
Jill meets up with the dead man's yuppie son, Derek, after the funeral. The mood is tense. The flamingo is at half-mast. The suits are square. His mother has encased herself in a makeup cocoon. His cousin is behind her, and he looks like Benedict Cumberbatch if he were stung by a bee.
If I were you, I'd concentrate on questions concerning your competence.
Don't say anything more, Chuck. Or let our lawyers take care of it.
Yes, our lawyers. When a wetsuit washes ashore, Garner finds out what shop it came from and a list of people who have bought that brand, including Derek McSnobbington. Garner says it's circumstantial, but Mitch wants to claim a half-save and figure this one out.
Mitchell, the guy died of a heart attack.
Ooh, pulling a Mitchell on him. Derek may or may not be a murderer, but we know he's guilty of one crime. He's a hit with the ladies. Jill is determined to find the killer now, using lifeguard dioramas to recreate the drowning. I'm not sure why she needed to create tiny towers and umbrellas for this, but I'm no amateur detective.
You think I had anything to do with it? I didn't.
Well, case closed. And Jill accepts his immediate invitation to go out. You know, generally when you're blamed for the death of someone's father and they bring up unasked that if you think they did it, they didn't, maybe approach any date proposals with caution.
No matter how many times you've seen it, it's always beautiful.
Especially when someone's drowning in it.
Huh, now that Hobie's asleep, I can enjoy my late-night pizza. Oh no, Garner, now I'm gonna have to do work.
You could have at least ordered half with anchovies, half without anchovies.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now just sit down and stop bothering me. You get out the way.
Excuse me.
Butt got chewed good for asking questions about the Benton family.
Hey, let's not talk about chewing any butts, Garner. I'm straight. What? Nothing?
You're gloating. Mitchell, I hate it when you gloat. Your eyes pop out your head, your nose turns up funny.
So are Mitch and Gardner undergoing a divorce too? They must be fighting over custody of Eddie, but neither one of them wants him. Anyway, it turns out the rich people are rich, which means Derek is going to get a lot more money now that his father is dead. Jill is too busy being seduced by a fireplace to come to this incredibly obvious conclusion. They bring this evidence to Derek and question him at Lifeguard HQ instead of, perhaps, in a police station, and he says his scuba gear was stolen. Jill defends him, seemingly having forgotten all about her trauma because he's just so darn cute.
You better have more to go on than a lot of wet assumptions.
Damn, that was a good pun. Well, looks like his defense is rock solid.
Maybe you shouldn't see him again until
Until he goes to prison? Listen, if I die of food poisoning, Derek did it. He's barbecuing.
Well, looks like it's time for me to tell heartwarming stories on a step outside somewhere. Jill has been looking over tapes the old people filmed to try and find clues to the drowning, so naturally she shows one of the tapes to Derek and tells him all about it. Looks like someone's about to get food poisoning. As they're watching the tape, they see that Cousin Cucumber Patch was there, just as he's conveniently in the room. The date was fun, Derek. Bye! I'll row this boat toward her. Ha 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 ha. Ah, the damn fool. You never try to fight a lifeguard in their domain. She can summon the sea life. You are so getting your ass kicked by a couple of dolphins. Wait, why did she jump into the ocean? Who the hell tries to escape a murderer by swimming out to sea? But, he pulls the old fake drowning trick and now she's in trouble. If anything, this episode has proven exactly why Jill gets so little screen time. Damn! Screaming underwater did nothing to help me win!
You're not out of the water yet. My save!
Let's end this episode with an appropriate joke.
Fred? No. I'm telling you, man, you need help.
Next time on Baywatch, Trevor realizes he's Australian but incompetent, so he decides to do something about it. While this is going on, Craig and Gina try to make baby. Gadzooks!